Come Home on BBC One at 9 o'clock on Tuesday nights. 3-parter written by Danny Brocklehurst, whose recent credits include The Driver and more recently Ordinary Lies and Exile, which we liked a few years ago. This is a 3-part drama set in Northern Ireland for reasons I am completely unaware of. Christopher Eccleston stars as a single dad raising 2 girls and a son. He's a single dad not through death or through divorce. He's a single dad because his wife has just walked out on the family through no explanation, no idea at all why she's left them. There's sort of a mystery surrounding why the wife, played by Paula Malcolmson, who we last saw in Broken last year,
she was great,
has left the family. So there's some mystery there. Christopher Eccleston's Greg, trying to sort of rebuild his life and keep the family together. He's a mechanic, and he has a relationship with the girl who drives a van that's filled with sandwich
van, yeah,
and things. She's got an abusive husband. He takes this woman and her son in the house as well under his wing, and it's about him trying to come to terms with the new life and family life he's found himself in. The kids trying to discover why their mum would leave them, and it's all got Northern Irish accents, and it's all done from different perspectives. So episode 2 will be from Marie, Paula Malcolmson's character's perspective, perhaps showing you more about the reasons for her departure. And episode 3, I'm not sure whose perspective that's from, but I know that it's a perspective thing in similar form, I suppose, to The Affair on Showtime that we discussed donkeys years ago. I have to put my cards on the table with this as well, and I don't know whether my tastes have changed or this wasn't that engaging, but I feel like 8 to 10 years ago this would have been something I'd be interested in. Now I found it harder to get through than Trust. I really, really struggled. I watched it on our preview site. I kept looking at the timestamp to see how much was left. I found the accent from Christopher Eccleston believable, but also jarring and nerve-wracking to think he was going to mess it up. I hated the way he said mother all the time. That really irritated me. There was no purpose for it to be set in Northern Ireland other than it was. And I just think that Nicholas Schindler and Red Productions have made some of my favourite dramas, but this just... I had no interest in this.
I think you're overthinking it a little bit. You don't overthink other dramas where they're set in England. You don't overthink that.
No, I don't. But if this drama had been set there, I still wouldn't. If it had been set in Yorkshire, I wouldn't be any more engaged with it.
Personally, I liked him in this because I forgot I was watching Christopher Eccleston. I think I was thinking there'd be more revelations, and I think it's one where you have to watch all 3, as you say, because it's done from certain perspectives. So this one was heavy on Christopher Eccleston because this was his Greg's episode. This was seen from his perspective, and you've got bits from Paula Malcolmson, who we said we loved in Broken, and her episode I'm looking forward to more. But I thought there was enough here. I liked the general theme of it. At first, I got the impression that the wife had sort of just disappeared, and then we learnt that she was living like 2 miles away. Again, it had your favourite thing of the scene, from the end of episode at the start of the episode, and then being shown again of him sort of almost like breaking into the house.
That seems to be a Danny Brocklehurst trick.
Yeah, because they did that in The Driver as well, which I didn't feel like it needed in this. I didn't know, the scene wasn't spectacular enough for there to be that much intrigue.
Oh my God, what's going on?
Yeah. I don't think it needed to do that. It almost felt like he was short on time and decided to do the same scene twice. But apart from that, I liked Christopher Eccleston's performance. I felt he conveyed the sort of the hurt, the sort of confusion, the longing of wanting her back in his life. This Brenna, the sandwich lady, almost felt like a replacement. I thought that it was almost felt like she was manipulating him, his good nature, and almost I felt that the revelation might be that she's being used by the ex-wife to sort of almost cause
Honey
the
trap.
kids to leave. Yeah, almost like a honey trap sort of thing, because everything was almost too contrived, and the stuff with the husband and the stuff with her being beaten up and things like that. But no, I there was enough here for me, and I felt engaged with the characters, and I don't think I was overthinking things as much as you, and I think that spoils your enjoyment on things from time to time. I feel you're always thinking, is this going to be in the best of the year? Is this performance
No,
against this?
it
Is
was
this?
more.
But no,
It
I
was
think
more that
yeah.
I wasn't connected with the characters to any degree.
Mm.
I like things that are set in the land of the human emotion and people disconnecting and connecting with one another, but this didn't gel for me at all. And
No.
I didn't really think about it being the best of the year or anything like that. I
No.
don't, because I wasn't connected. Then I started to go off with, oh, his accent's going a bit funny here, and then you sort of drift.
I get that now. Yeah, I understand that a bit more. Why you were focusing on the accent, because you just didn't care about the characters. But there's enough intrigue here, and I'm willing to give it another go, just because I want to see more of Paula Malcolmson, because I think she's going to be the bigger draw here, and I think it's one where you have to watch all three to get the full appreciation of it. So
Yeah, see, I didn't feel like I wanted to continue, really. And it might be a case of where you go, oh, it takes a really surprising turn that you'll never guess, and you shouldn't be so hard on it, in which case it won't be too much of a slog to go back and watch the final two. Danny Brocklehurst has written some of my favourite dramas and some of my least favourite, and this just happens to fall, in neither category. It's sort of one that if we weren't recording a podcast, I'd have watched that and forgotten about it and not really have given it much more thought. But yes, maybe I'm harsh, I don't know. Make your own mind up by viewing it on the iPlayer and on Tuesday nights on BBC One.